despite the fact that we put laws on the books, we have to be vigilant about the fact that the race is ended because those laws are on the books. We have to be vigilant. We look at our Supreme Court. The Supreme Court justices attend two schools in this country, two universities. That can be representative of us as a whole. We can't have laws on our books that are representative of the whole society if all of the Supreme Court justices are educated in two institutions. That diversity has to be good. The last judge that wasn't from one of those two institutions was David Marshall from Howard University. So we have to insist that there is a greater representation throughout our country at all levels to ensure that the types of things that we must do and must see are the types of things that we have to advocate for. So along the issue of college admissions, that does not begin obviously when students apply for school. So the other thing that we have to look at when we look at our historically black colleges and universities is how are we preparing our K through 12 institutions and our students to ensure that they're well funded, that they have an opportunity for access, and that they can get there. And then the last issue that I'm going to touch on in terms of how we support our HBCUs is the other thing that we have to do is we have to make sure that gender issues are at the front and center of our discussion as well. The number of women presidents at our institutions is too low. We have to support that. We talk about social justice being our DNA, but the reality is when I took over at Howard, we had one permanent female dean out of 13. I'm happy to say we have 10 now out of 13. But the reality is that we have a responsibility to make sure that we address those issues. Howard University's undergrad, 70% of my undergrad students are women. The black male is in crisis, and we can't just keep talking about that, but we have to make sure that we support that black male in every way, shape, or form. We have a prison pipeline system. We have the folks who are building prisons on our stock market with their companies. We have them making significant money by incarcerating black men. That is an issue that affects our broader society. My point being that our HBCUs are simply a microcosm for the society around us, and we have to take a holistic approach. Black women are more likely to die delivering babies in this country than any other race. That's not right. Black women are more likely to be harassed, sexually harassed, than anyone else in this country. There's a statistic that shows that 40% of all black girls, by the time they're 18, have had some type of coercion encounter. All of those are things that our HBCUs are necessary for trying to help find the solutions, but we're just embedded in a bigger society, and you have to look at our institutions as opportunities to not just raise the opportunities for the broader black population, but to make sure that we're trying to find solutions to these problems. And the last thing I would say is that Howard's first motto when it was founded in 1867 was equal rights and knowledge for all. And the birth of Howard, I think, speaks to the politics of our country today. When Howard University was founded in 1867, the 17th President of the United States, a known racist, Andrew Johnson, was the one who signed that charter. The same day that he signed the charter to start Howard University, he vetoed the first Reconstruction Acts. My point being is that we have to be at the table. If the men who started Howard University did not go to the table and insist that that president signed that particular charter, despite his racist views, we would not be in existence today. And we are at a time in our country where we are often talking about safe spaces and pulling away. But I want us all to think about something. Our HBCUs are safe spaces, but we must recognize that they're not safe spaces because we are allowing the other spaces to be unsafe. Let's not be fooled. People want us to go to a corner and occupy that corner. They want us to not be a part of the broader society. And I would argue that if we make our HBCUs strong, we would make America strong. But we would also make America safe for all of our citizens, and not just for the elite who can pay to get their kids into college. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's just quickly look to the future. There are over 100 HBCUs in the nation. Where do we go from here? How can we continue to strengthen these institutions? Anyone want to take that question first?
This is a time when we're getting ready to revise, and we've been trying to revise, or Congress has been trying to revise the Higher Education Opportunity Act, AGA, for a number of years. And that act really can impact HBCUs, particularly in the areas of Pell Grants. Our students need to graduate and graduate in 4 years. Our students have a challenge, and the challenge is being able to afford the gap money they need to graduate. Generally, our students can get through the first year. The years 2, 3, and 4, they have challenges because mom and dad and all of you scrape up the money to find that gap money for the first year. So Pell, increasing Pell funds for students, Pell and Pell Plus. The other challenge for our students is, and also a challenge for our institution, is to increase the amount of funds we receive from Title III. We need Title III funds to increase to improve our infrastructure, to support our academic programs. And we rely on those funds. Since back in the 50s, those funds have been available to us. And so the potential changes in those funds could impact our institution. And then there's this other thing that's coming before us, default rates by students in majors. That could be significant. Just imagine if students in your major of history default on their loan, that history degree can go away. And so those are some of the challenges we have before us. Overall, all HBCUs need funds in their endowment, we need scholarship funds, we need infrastructure funds. And so those are the things that we need to strengthen our HBCUs.
Could I just make a point on that one as well? So I think we're in a rapid period of the transformation of higher education in America. And if you pick up any publication today, you'll be hard pressed to not read about some institution closing. Not necessarily an HBCU, just an institution closing. So we at HBCUs have to understand this larger context in which higher education is unfolding today. And in understanding that, we're going to have to look at the program offerings on our campuses and ensure that we have some very unique, high-demand programs that potential students will see the value in coming and enrolling in those programs, and the skills that they get will enable them to be competitive with anyone, anywhere, any place, anytime. And so that's the first point, is that we do have to look inward, understand this larger umbrella of the transformation of the genre, and then strategically position our institutions to be in a safe place when this tsunami ends. The second is that, the tsunami of the transformation of higher ed, and it is serious. The second is that the Carnegie classification system, they classify all the institutions in the United States periodically, and they put them in certain categories. The Tier 1, the Tier 2 research institutions, Tier 3, etc. So when they released their classification in December, there were 12 HBCUs that are now Research 2 institutions, right? That's 130 institutions overall in the United States that are Research 2 institutions. I think right now we're at an inflection point where those 12 HBCUs in particular, and I'm speaking as president of NR2, that there is a serious opportunity within the next decade with the appropriate federal investment, with the appropriate state investment, with the appropriate philanthropic investment, for us to emerge in 10 years with at least 4 or 5 of those institutions as flagship Tier 1 research institutions. And I think that should be our goal. That's certainly my goal at Morgan, is that we really want Morgan in 2028 to be a Tier 1 research institution with unique high demand programs, that is spouting out research, that is speaking to the urban condition, the condition of poverty and homelessness, and those things that are critical for the future advancement of the nation.
And I want to say Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, all of these people are coming to this convention. And when President Trump was running for office, he made a lot of promises regarding historically black colleges and universities. And so this is the only convention where all of these political candidates will be, specifically in a place where they're mostly African American people. And so we have to hold them accountable when they're running for office and wanting our vote, and say, what are you going to do for historically black colleges and universities? And so I did want to throw that out there, because that's something that we need to begin to ask now. Where do we fit on your agenda? Because HBCUs need to be there.
Final word, Dr.
Again, I want to thank the National Action Network for getting us together. And I think the last thing I would say as well is that we as university presidents have a responsibility to collaborate more with one another. I think that's one of the weaknesses that we've had in the past. Some of us have very small institutions. We're not a monolithic group, as was said early. And the other thing that we pledge is also to hold up our end. We don't want you sending kids to our universities just because we're HBCUs. We're making a value proposition case, and we assure you that we're also going to work together to make sure that we're stronger as well.
I think it's also important to note that this morning we're going to hear from Senator Kamala Harris, who's a Howard University graduate, so we're happy about that. Just final, Dr. Felton and Dr. Artis.
Gil Scott-Heron said it best: now more than ever, all the brothers and sisters must come together. If we want our schools to not only survive, but thrive, now more than ever, all the brothers and sisters must come together.
Dr. Artis. All right, that's like our panel. How many of you are here to support HBCUs? Let me hear you.